Hello. Good morning, good day, good evening. Wherever you are, whatever you are up to in the world, thank you so much for joining me for Coffee Chat, whether it's live or you're watching this in the future. Thank you. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Robert. Happy Friday. Good morning, Karen. It is morning in real time. I hope you guys can hear the birds. They're so good. Hello, Mom. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. Wow. Okay, well, for those of you that might not have known, it was my birthday yesterday, and I am now a part of the Fabulous 40s Club. The Big 4-0. Good morning, Ross. So yeah, and it was just like it was a really great day. But honestly, my life is all of the great things, actually. But yesterday was fun. I actually chose a lot of the things that I really enjoy that I don't get to choose every day. Like going out for lunch with my daughter Helena to Montana's, having a peanut butter parfait at Dairy Queen, and things like that. So that was really nice. Anyway, but one of the greatest gifts that I got for my birthday yesterday was, I would say, delivered from the universe. And Travis, and yeah, so for those of you, again, that might not know, my husband and I grain farm with my brother-in-law and his wife forever, actually. Really got big into grain farming back in 2004-ish, so almost 20 years. Holy shit. Hey, Leanne, good morning. Almost 20 years. Wow. Anyway, and the last few years have been a lot more enjoyable. Like the last 3 years for sure have been a lot more enjoyable. Finally, it was difficult because Travis, my husband, loves it. He loves the land. He loves farming. He gets to wake up every morning and do what he loves, but at the same time, hi, Jem. Hello, Linda. At the same time, he was always getting extremely stressed out. Like he was so angry, and he would get so mad at the weather, and he would get so mad at the equipment, and he would get so mad at his body because it was in pain. He was doing what he loved while simultaneously hating it. Good morning, Willow. And it was like one of the most I tried so hard to change it for him. We lived like similar lives. We wake up in the same house. We do the same things. I have some horses, blah, blah, blah. But I could wake up every morning. I do wake up every morning, and I'm so grateful for what we have. I look out the window and I'm just like filled with gratitude. And he would look out the window and he would get mad because it was windy or it wasn't raining. And it was not an easy time. And then there was me, the certified facilitator. I would try to facilitate him. He would not have it. And so I just had to really recognize that the two of us are different. And maybe he can't. Like, we're just different. And I finally started to just be an allowance of him, meaning I quit finally making him wrong for having all of this intensity and frustration and anger in his world, and allowed him to have it. I quit trying to fix it. I quit trying to make him happy. Realizing that a person can only be happy when and if they're willing to choose that. And he wasn't. And so, okay, but then I also had to recognize that did not mean I could not be happy because he couldn't, because he wasn't. I really had to strengthen that muscle for myself, and it wasn't an easy task, but at the end of the day, I wanted a life that I thrived in no matter what. And there was a point where we really looked at divorce, actually. Like Like, I'm just like, I don't know if it works for me to live with a person who is so angry all of the time. And then that moment, I actually had like a pretty present conversation with him about this. And I'm just like, this doesn't work for me. Where his emotions bled over to me. Like, he started being kind of an asshole to me, and not in a physical abusive way, but it was just not. And I'm like, no, I will not have a relationship with a partner that treats me like this. Like, you can be angry, but you cannot take it out on me for no reason, kind of thing. And then it started to change there. But what's really opened up actually yesterday was like a massive turning point. So for my birthday, I was in Lloyd, which is a town close to us, with my daughter and my mom. Actually, she had some appointments there, so we brought her in. And I called Travis at lunchtime, and I asked him, we chatted a little bit, and I asked him how his day was going. And he just said, it's been really interesting. And first of all, I was shocked that he used those words. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And he's like, well, I was out spraying, and then I was just pulling into the yard to fill up my sprayer with water, and our hired man called, and the semi totally shut down in the parking lot. Like, the semi quit in the parking lot of the fertilizer place where he was going to get fertilizer. But then he said, this was cool. He's like, but it was really good timing, because I wasn't in the middle of spraying. I actually just pulled into the yard to get filled. So instead of filling the sprayer, he's like, I had a feeling that the semi had ran out of fuel. So it was a really good thing we loaded up the slip tank in the back of the truck the night before and filled it up. So he's like, I just jumped in the truck and I drove over there. It was close. And yep, sure enough, the truck was out of fuel, filled it up, the truck fired up, and away we went. He's like, it worked out really, really well. And I was like, if that would have happened, even last year, there still would have been a charge to it. He still would have been a little bit pissed off, but he wasn't. You guys, it was so different. He was like, it actually was really ease, joy, and glory. Like, he didn't say that. That is, I said, but he said it showed up. It worked out really well, which was his words for saying it was quite ease. And then our son Trace, he's rock picking, in one of the other fields. So Travis is like, I thought I better go check on Trace and see how he's making out in that field. I pulled up to the field, and he was done the field, and he was having his lunch. So it was perfect timing again. I just helped him move to the next field with the tractor. And then I got back in, and I'm just getting back to go out spraying now. He's like, it was like phenomenal to me that he wasn't mad about any of it. And how easily it worked out. And then last night we were even talking, and he's like, and he just said out of the blue, he's like, I kind of wanted, I thought for a moment that I would be mad at our hired man for not filling up the truck with fuel. But then he's like, it just doesn't even matter anymore. Like, not that it doesn't matter, but he's like, it's just not worth it. Like, it happened, and now we just have to deal with it. And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, is it worth the energy to be angry and frustrated? Now, Travis is a very powerful humanoid. So when he would get angry and frustrated, he would be very, things around him would break because he was so angry and frustrated, energetically. Things he would just your point of view creates your reality. So the moment you get angry and frustrated, there are, you go around looking for things to feed that anger and frustration. And in fact, you ultimately create them. So then you are more angry and frustrated. But the moment you can start looking at, so you can change your reality, your life. Yeah, Willow says, I totally believe that. It's a very powerful energy. The energy of gratitude is also very powerful. When you can start looking at things in your life that you are grateful for that showed up with ease, then more of that can show up. But it's training yourself. You know, we also become very addicted to energies. We become very addicted to the adrenaline rush of anger and rage and frustration. And so your body actually kind of starts looking for that fix. So it takes you a little bit, but it is possible to change. And yesterday was my birthday gift. And I am like, how does it get better than this? I've only ran Travis's bars like maybe once or twice. So he's not a regular bars guy at all by any means. And Access Bars is just a body process where you pull energy through your body, through different points of your head, allowing yourself to release this energy that you're carrying around and allow yourself to make a different choice with more ease. So the more you can get your bars around, the more ease you will have changing stuff in your life. But he's not an active, and that's fine. And I don't, you know, I've really had, like, he's really strengthened me as a facilitator in allowance. So my other point was, like, you don't have to, but it is something that does assist in a little bit more. So anyway, it was a really amazing gift, and I will have more of this, please, universe, and what else is possible and how does it get better? And that was honestly one of the things that I thought was going to be a little impossible or could never were with that, and it showed up. So yeah. Anyway, if you are curious about Access Bars or any of these tools, send me a message. I'm happy to chat with you about them. If you also just want to tell me about how bars and things have changed in your life, like, I just love hearing from people. So send me a message. And have an amazing rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever you're up to. What else is possible beyond what you could ever imagine? Cheers. Bye-bye for now.